Do you recognise the effects of climate change? Have you ever noticed that the Earth is getting worse because of climate change, day by day? Have you ever wondered how long until the North Pole and the South Pole disappear forever? My name is Jacob, and today I am here to talk about climate change. I live in a small country called New Zealand. I go to school like any other New Zealand child, and I do everything a normal kid would do. But I want to make a point about climate change and how it is affecting the world in many different ways day by day. Climate change has already affected the world without us realizing. The planet is on average 1 degree warmer than it was 160 years ago. I know that doesn't sound like much, but imagine what it will be like in 1,000 years. In 1,000 years, most of the ice at our polar caps will be melted and the sea will rise dramatically as a result. Low-lying towns will be demolished, places like Shanghai, Singapore, Florida, Venice, and more. Typhoons and hurricanes are getting more common because of the Earth's temperature. This will leave many people endangered or homeless and put economic pressure onto these countries as a result. When I was 10, I first heard about climate change. I didn't think that it could cause a problem. Climate change was first talked about in the 19th century, and yet most people just figured out what it was in the past couple of years. In Arrowtown, my hometown in New Zealand, people say that they are trying to help, but most people in the winter light a wood fire to keep their houses warm every night. This seems innocent, and yet air pollution in Arrowtown is at dangerous levels throughout winter, with little air movement to remove the pollution. This not only contributes to health issues, but worse, adds our own little dent into the quality of our environment. This shows we are all impacting the world, often without considering our actions. Let us also consider the effect that we have on our innocent world, our animals. Climate change is already affecting the wildlife all over the world, but certain species are suffering more than others. Polar animals, whose icy natural habitat is melting in the warmer temperatures, are at risk. In fact, experts believe that the Arctic sea ice is melting at a shocking rate, 9% per decade. Polar bears need sea ice to be able to hunt, raise their young, and to rest after long periods of swimming. Certain seal species, like ringed seals, make caves in the snow and ice to raise their pups, feed and mate. But it's not just polar animals who are in trouble. Apes like orangutans, which live in the rainforests of Indonesia, are under threat as their natural habitat is cut down and the increasing droughts causes bushfires. Sea turtles rely on nesting beaches to lay their eggs, many of which are threatened by rising sea levels. Did you know that the temperature of nests determines whether the eggs are male or female? Unfortunately, with temperatures on the rise, this could mean that there are more females than males, threatening future turtle populations. The Earth has had many tropical climates and ice ages over the billions of years that it's been in existence. So why is now so different? Well, this is because for the last 150 years, human activity has meant that we're releasing a huge amount of harmful gases into the Earth's atmosphere, as records show that the global temperatures are rising rapidly. Over the past 150 years, countries have been burning large amounts of fossil fuels such as oil and gas. The gases released into the atmosphere during this process acts like an invisible blanket, trapping heat from the sun and warming the earth. This is known as the greenhouse effect. Cows have a massive effect on climate change as well. Believe it or not, cows eating grass contribute to greenhouse gases. Just like us, when cows eat, methane gas builds up and is released in the form of a burp. This might sound funny, but when you imagine that there are almost 1.5 billion cows burping, it sure adds up. Forests absorb huge amounts of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, from the air and releases oxygen back into it. The Amazon rainforest is so large and efficient at doing this that it acts like our planet's air conditioner, limiting climate change. Sadly, many rainforests are being cut down to make wood, palm oil, and to clear the way for farmland, roads, oil mines, and dams. The recent fires in the Amazon due to farmers burning off land for economic use do not help our global situation. In conclusion, climate change is a terrifying future and we are not taking care of the earth as well as we should. Animal habitats are getting destroyed and it's all our fault. If you want to help prevent climate change, we can all help by starting small. Try switching to energy-saving light bulbs, walking instead of using the car, turning off electronic items when you're not using them, recycling and reducing food waste. All these little things can make a difference.